A very good afternoon to all the students of PUC second year, Arts, Science and Commerce. I am Ghulam Rabbani from the Department of English, working at Nehru Arts, Science and Commerce College, Kentucky, Hubli. Dear students, today I would like to teach you people the 11th chapter, that is Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye, written by George Mikes. My dear students, this is the tradition of English teacher or English lecturer that we commence or start any topic by giving the introduction of the writer, and the writer is George Mikes. So let me introduce George Mikes. He was born in the year 1912 and breathed his last in 1987. Is an artist, author, publisher, illustrator and journalist from Hungary. So he was multi-talented man. He was a great writer. He was not only artist, he was author, he was publisher, he was illustrator, he was also journalist, and received his doctorate degree from Budapest University. He has contributed a lot to English literature, and many books are written, and his books include the Hungarian Revolution. Then he had also written Aber Ellis, Shakespeare and Myself, Italy for Beginners, and How to be an Artist, How to be Inimitable, How to Scrape Skies, and How to Tango, How to be an Alien. So he has written many works. In short, we can say he was a great literary figure who contributed a lot to English literature. My dear students, the title is Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye. If you pay attention or heed towards the title, you will come to know that it is nothing but a travelogue. Travelogue, it means the traveler who used to travel from one country to another country, from one place to another place, and writing about those visited countries, about the lifestyle of the people, about tradition, about culture, rituals, about geographical boundary, about weather, about the people of the land. That is called travelogue writing. My dear students, friends, let me tell you that travelogue or travel writing started in 2nd century and in 8th and 9th century. Even the government of different countries, they were sending their representatives to different countries, and the travelers, they used to explore the voyage, V-O-Y-A-G-E, voyage means sea travel. They were discovering the lands, and government used to bear the expenses. And in 14th century, 13th and 14th century and 15th century, people wanted to know about the different countries, so they used to explore, they used to discover, and they used to write about discoveries, about the countries, about the people, and that is called travelogue. So George Mikes, he wrote about Japan and Brazil through a traveler's eye. So the traveler's eye, who was the traveler? The writer himself, that is George Mikes. He writes about the culture, the tradition, the greetings and forms of greetings, the rituals and the habits of the people. My dear students, in my first class, I would like to highlight about Japan's culture, Japanese mannerism, and the way of life, and the greeting forms also. So these extracts give a humorous accounts of some practices of people of Japan and Brazil. So these extracted, whatever the text is there, is taken from the book of George Mikes, that is the Rising of the Young and How to Tango. The writer, he mentions about the mannerism and manner of Japanese, that Japanese are well-mannered people, and they were, instead of shaking hands or kissing the cheek, they used to bow down, and that was the form of greeting of Japanese. And as you know that Japan is overcrowded island. Though they have private telephonic conversations in public, no one listens to them. Japan is an overcrowded island, and people, they used to maintain respect, and though they have private telephonic conversations in public, no one listens to them. So that there was no separate telephone booth. The receiver used to be kept on the table beside the road. The needy people, they used to go, they were talking, communicating, making conversation, private conversation, or love quarrels in public, but nobody used to pay attention towards their secrets or towards their conversation. They used to maintain secrecy. But if you compare with any other countries, if people will talk in public, the others will interfere, others will pay attention and they will listen that what they are talking. But here in Japan, nobody is paying attention towards the conversation of the people of Japan, though they were talking in public. They used to maintain privacy. And what about the family rules or the basic rules inside the family? How they used to greet and who, to whom, and how deeply? That wife goes to her husband. It was a rule of Japanese culture that wife goes to her husband, child goes to his father, and child goes to his father, younger brothers to elder brothers, and sister goes to all the brothers of whatever age. So, you can figure out here, or you can comments also that in Japan, women were not so respected because in family rules, all the sisters, maybe whatever age, they have to go down or bow before the brothers who may be younger or elder. So it was a culture of Japan that wife goes to husband, child to father, younger brother to elder brother, sisters to all the brothers of whatever age. Then there is a story of Tokaido. It is nothing but line between Tokyo and Osaka, and two conductors, they enter to the coach, and after entering to the coach or bus, they march to the middle of the coach and bows down to both the directions. So they march to the middle of the coach and they bow to both the directions of the passengers. And bowing is nothing but greeting. They bow, and after that they start collecting and checking tickets, taking fare. My dear students, see that, or you can witness that it is the manner of Japanese that they respect each other. Another story you can also find that When they assemble or gather at bus stand, they bow to each other. They may be a stranger, but yet they bow to each other. Once the bus arrives, people are rushing forth, entering to the bus. Now they are not paying attention towards their bowing, respecting or following the manners. Now they are pushing other passengers with their elbows to occupy the seat. But during that time, they did not maintain the respect and that is the tradition and the culture of Japanese. One more story you can find there, that when the narrator, or you can say when the writer, he visits to a place by name Nara, which is situated in Japan. So in one of the part of Nara, he encountered or he met a deer. As you know, D-E-E-R, deer. And when he met, he bought a pack of food for the deer. Once the deer saw the writer, the deer bowed down, inclined before the writer. The writer was shocked. George Mikes, he was surprised, thinking that the deer is a trained one. So after bowing, what the deer does? The deer jumps at him, snatch the packet and ran away. After snatching the packet, the deer ran away. Another story is that Japanese store, they employ bowing girls. Why they employ bowing girls on their shops? To stand at the gate of their shops or malls so that they can bow down before the customers, and it was nothing but welcome gesture for the customers. As we witness that the owner of the malls, they appoint the page boys to open the door and welcome the customers by greeting good morning, good afternoon or good evening. Likewise, Japanese used to in Japanese stores, they used to employ the bowing girls to welcome the customers. And what about the eating soup in Japan? It is said that once the soup is offered to the guest, While the guest is drinking the soup, he has to make a fearful noise. Making fearful noise is nothing but it is an appreciation that soup is very, very delicious, and the people who will come from different countries, they will also try to copy, they will also try to imitate, or the Europeans, if they visit to Japan, they will imitate like that, and they will commit mistakes, they cannot copy properly, and they will be considered savage or uncultured. It is also said by the writer that if the person who is offered soup and he does not make fearful noise, it means that he is uncultured, he is savage, he does not know how to appreciate the host. So my dear students, in next class I will highlight about the traffic rules in Brazil. So let me stop for the day. I will continue to the next class.